Messages from Shaltazar, dreaming the new earth. Greetings, dear ones. We are Shaltazar, the Gavish Paninu, the energy of 33, the master teacher, and the energy of 44, the master healer. In every great transformation, there comes a moment when people stop focusing only on waking up to what is wrong and begin creating what comes next. For a long time, many souls upon your earth have been doing deep inner work. You have questioned old beliefs, healed emotional wounds, and released patterns that no longer serve life. Along the way, you have begun to recognize the difference between the voice of the conditioned mind and the quieter guidance of the soul. This journey has required courage. Many of you have faced your inner shadows, challenged beliefs you once accepted without question, and stepped away from ways of living that no longer felt true to your soul. Yet all of this has been preparing you for a moment greater than many first imagined, a moment when awakening begins to give way to creation. You did not come to earth only to awaken. You came to help imagine and create the new world that humanity is now ready to bring into being. The human journey was never meant to end with awakening. It continues as you begin consciously participating in shaping what comes next. Many of you sense that humanity is standing at a threshold. Systems and structures that once seemed permanent are being questioned, and the old world is loosening its hold so that something new can emerge. From your perspective, it may appear that humanity is still in a stage of demolition. Foundations are shaking, and long-standing systems reveal their weaknesses. Yet even while this dismantling continues, a new phase quietly begins. It is time to begin the planning of the world that is to come next. The new world will not appear automatically. It begins in the imagination of those who believe a better world is possible. Long before a new reality appears outwardly, it is first imagined within the human heart. Every great change in human history began as a vision someone dared to hold. That is why many awakened beings now feel a subtle shift within themselves. The focus of awareness is moving away from analyzing what is broken and toward asking a different question. What is possible for the world you wish to create? You begin to imagine life on earth guided by compassion rather than fear. Communities built upon cooperation rather than competition. Education that nurtures wisdom rather than simply transmitting information. Economies that honor well-being instead of endless accumulation. Leadership that serves the whole rather than controlling it. These visions are not fantasies. They are the first whispers of the kind of world that humanity is beginning to remember is possible. They are the early blueprints of a new civilization. What many call heaven on earth is not a place descending from the sky. It is a way of living humanity gradually learns to embody as more individuals align their thoughts, choices, and creations with the deeper intelligence of life. This does not require perfection. It requires imagination guided by wisdom. When you allow yourselves to dream of a more harmonious world, you activate the creative intelligence within you. The universe responds not only to your actions, but also to the visions you hold within your consciousness. Thoughts become possibilities. Possibilities become intentions. Intentions begin shaping reality. This is the creative power humanity is rediscovering. The future of your world will not be shaped only by institutions or governments. It will also be shaped by the collective imagination of humanity. As more people envision a world built upon kindness, respect for life, cooperation with nature, and recognition of the sacredness within every being, those possibilities gain momentum. New ideas appear, new forms of collaboration arise, new systems begin to take shape. Creation begins quietly, just as transformation once did. It begins within consciousness. That is why the phase you are entering invites deeper questions. What kind of world do I wish to help create? What values would guide life if humanity truly lived from wisdom and compassion? How would we treat one another if we remembered the sacredness within every being? These questions are seeds. The more they are asked, the clearer the vision of a new world becomes within the collective consciousness of humanity. Many of you who have walked deeply along the path of awakening are now being invited to become architects of the future, not through force or persuasion, but through the worlds you dare to imagine, the values you embody, and the creations you bring into life. The new earth will not be built through conflict with the old one. It will grow alongside it, nurtured by those willing to live from a higher understanding of what it means to be human. So allow yourselves to dream again, dear ones. Imagine a world where wisdom guides power, compassion shapes justice, and the well-being of the planet is honored as deeply as the well-being of humanity. Imagine children growing in environments that celebrate curiosity, creativity, and inner awareness. Imagine societies where the purpose of civilization is not merely survival, but the flourishing of life in all its forms. These visions are not distant hopes. They are invitations waiting to be accepted. The next chapter of humanity's journey begins not only with awakening, but with imagination guided by love. And many of you are ready to help dream it into being. We bring you this message from a place of love. Our love for you is everlasting and unconditional.